I'm kind of hesitant to share this with you guys because if people in Boise start doing it, it could potentially negatively impact me. For the past 3 months, we've been Airbnb-ing out our guest room and have been able to make upwards of $1,100 a month by doing this. Now, not everyone is comfortable with this, but here's the reasons why we decided to do this and some quick tips on how you can get it started. Growing up, my parents ran a bed and breakfast in Northern California. Really, since I could make a bed, I was working there with my mom, helping clean rooms, check people in, even help with breakfast in the morning. Having people come and go that you don't really know in my home, that was something I was already very comfortable with because of the way that I was raised. Some people might not really be comfortable with that setup, and that's one of the things that you have to determine for yourself. But here are some of the reasons that someone may decide to go ahead and rent out a room in their house. One of the reasons and one of the motivators for us, one of the main motivators, was honestly the extra income. We rent this room out, and this is just a room with a queen bed. It doesn't have an ensuite bathroom. We rent it out for about $30 to $40 a night, depending on the time of year, depending if it's a weekday or a weekend. And that ends up garnering us, we're in Boise proper. We're about 10 to 15 minutes from the downtown, just a few minutes off of the freeway, and about 10 minutes from the airport. And that gets us anywhere from $900 to we've gotten upwards of $1,100 a month in the past few months that we've been doing this. So depending where you're at, you might see less. It just depends on what the demand is in your area. But the extra income was definitely a driver for us to pursue renting out our guest room. One of the benefits and reasons that we kind of kept doing it once we saw that the money was there, this was one of the things that we didn't really think about when we were initially setting it up, the connection with others. This has been a great benefit, and I would put it as a pro if you are considering doing short-term rental. We don't always have the time or the resources or the finances to travel to different areas and meet new people, but this way, we are able to bring the people to us, and we often get to kind of live vicariously through other people's travels. We've gotten to meet people from Japan, England, people traveling from Mexico. We had someone that was from Saudi Arabia that was here for a week. The Netherlands, just all kinds of people, and of course from all over the United States. Surprised us a lot, just those connections that we've been able to make with other people. It's also giving our daughter exposure to a lot of different cultures that she otherwise wouldn't get exposure to, and allowing her to grow comfortable with strangers. Of course, there's kind of that fine line of how comfortable you want your children to be with strangers, but to us, it's been really amazing seeing her blossom and welcome these people into our homes just as we are. Now, this one is pretty specific to us, but I think it could be applicable to a lot of other entrepreneurs out there. Now, here in Boise, my full-time job is a real estate agent, and I've actually been able to get more exposure for myself as a real estate agent and make connections with people that are potentially looking to move to the area or buy just by having this guest room available. We've had a number of people that have either recently moved to the area and are waiting to find an apartment and hoping to buy within the next few years, or people that are traveling, coming to see if Boise's right for them, and choosing to stay with us. Kyle also does coffee roasting, as some of you know, so we've been able to get a few sales out of that, and again, more exposure for that business. So let's say that you've ran through all of these, you feel comfortable with having someone in your house that you don't know, and you want to go ahead and get an Airbnb started. So the first thing I really want you to do, determine what you're comfortable with. Is there a certain amount of money that you would need to make to be comfortable with it? Is there a certain amount of time that it would need to take in order for it to be worth it for you? And part of that determination is going to be comparing how much you could make off of renting the room out to what is in your area. So I simply did this and continue to do it on an ongoing basis to see how we are and make sure we're being competitive with other listings around us. But just go on Airbnb, Put in the search criteria for something that's similar to what you would be able to post and see what those rooms are going for. You might take a look at those prices and realize that, hey, if I paint this room or if I make a few little updates, if I put a mini fridge in there, I might be able to get an extra $5 a night, and that could be worth it, or maybe it's not worth it. Again, I just did this by looking at Airbnb, but there are other programs that you can utilize, which will actually pull the data, and that site is called AirDNA, and I'll go ahead and link that below. One of the other things that you're going to be doing after is prepping that space. If you're doing any updates, this is the time to do those updates. Maybe you need to get nice new comforters and guest towels. Make that room look really nice, and be thinking about it from the perspective of, if you were to be booking this room, what would you need? What would you hope that it looked like? So get that room ready, and then you can go ahead and take your photography. Again, this is one of those things that could impact what you can list that home for or that room for each night. Right now we are Superhost, and we've been working towards that over the past 3 months. So that kind of gives us that credibility initially. Once you have, the reviews and good ratings, that speaks for itself. But initially, when you're starting off, you do want good photography if you are aiming to get a certain occupancy rate per month. So I recommend taking decent photos. Ours aren't the best. I just took them on my phone, but I think they come across really well and they make it look nice. After you've done all the research, all the prep, you're gonna go ahead and list your property and then build out your description, put in any rules that you have, check in, check out procedures. Airbnb will really walk you through what that looks like and the information to need. You can keep it kind of bare bones, or you can build it out and include more information. It just depends how detailed you want to be. I hope this has been able to help you as you're considering short-term renting out your guest room. Again, as I've mentioned, we're pretty okay with being slightly uncomfortable. Having people in your house that you don't know can be slightly uncomfortable sometimes, but what I really love about Airbnb is everyone's vetted. They have a picture, you have information about them. If they've been on Airbnb for a while, they have reviews that you can look at and check out before accepting that request. We think it's a great way to save money. House hacking is something that is really big right now, and I think everyone should do if they can. If you have any questions about the process or things that we've encountered, go ahead and leave a comment below. Happy to help answer any questions. Happy to make another video. Actually, I probably will make another video because there's so much more that I can share about this, about cleaning, how long it takes, any crazy encounters that we've had, how to set up your Airbnb online. I can show you what our booking calendar looks like. If you guys do decide that starting an Airbnb is for you, whether it's your room or your whole house, we would love it if you could go through our link. We get like a referral fee for referring friends and family to join Airbnb. So if you could go through our link, I'll link it below. That would really help out our family as we're getting towards our adventure goals. Finley wanted to be a part for the outro. So thanks so much for watching. Let us know down below what you want to see next. But in the meantime, like and subscribe for more. All done? All done. Go ahead and like and subscribe in the meantime so you can stay up to date on our Idaho adventures and things to do in the Boise area. Hope to see you next time. Tell them all done. Say all done. Bye guys. Meet people that are checking out. Oh yeah? I'll help you in a minute. Are you gonna help Mama mop? Oh. And Finley's eating. About it, or whether you're in the process. Ma'am. The process of actually setting it up. All done, huh?